Martinez. This is going to be an overview of my business model canvas for my potential company Up in Atom Coffee. So the key partners are going to be the United States military and the USO. As a military geared coffee company, it just makes sense to have the military on your side. In addition to that, the USO is really great with pushing out product at events and sponsoring different organizations and products. If an organization is backed by the USO, it tends to go really well in the military. The key activities are going to be obviously to farm, procure, and send high quality coffee to members of armed forces. It's our brand. The value proposition is customers will know that they're getting high quality coffee from people who support their services. And this stems from what happened with Starbucks about 10 years back, and which maybe longer than about 15 years ago. Starbucks mentioned that they didn't want to send coffee to members of armed services who were currently deployed. And because of that, I know there was a huge boycott of Starbucks products on military bases. So with this value proposition, it just knows that people that are getting our coffee know that we support their service regardless of what's going on. The customer segments are going to be broken down into three different categories. Deployed service members are going to take priority, and then up next we have veterans, and then at number three it's going to be deployed government contractors and civilians. At the end of the day, we are geared towards members that are currently serving, but you cannot forget that veterans and government contractors are still doing this did the same job and are currently still doing the same job. So it's one team, one fight. So yeah, like I said, deployed service members will get the majority of the target, but the other two will still be targeted as well, just not to the extent of what it would be. Key resources: coffee farm. Obviously, you're going to need a coffee farm to make coffee. Distribution centers. You can't send out your coffee without having a legitimate distribution center. It just you can't be doing something to this large of a scale out of your garage. Coffee experts. You're gonna need coffee experts to know that you're making quality coffee, so it's not just the bargain brand thing that you get or the easy make coffee that you get that's instant. And transportation route experts. There's people that literally their job is to route out different ways to send coffee abroad and to not coffee but products everywhere. So these people can coordinate with the military since when you send products to the military, it doesn't get taxed. So that's going to be their job. The biggest channels of distribution are going to be through social media, the website, and a PX contract. A PX stands for Post Exchange, and they are on military bases. If a PX sells a product, a PX is like a giant mall slash Walmart put together. And if a PX sells a product, it's pretty much going to be sold there, and people will buy it. The PX is basically, unless you go off post, the only source of getting different things on while you're on duty. Next up, we have the cost structure. So obviously, it's going to cost money to grow coffee. It's going to cost money to maintain that. So you're going to need the cost of rent for the facilities that you have to grow and maintain and distribute your coffee brand, as well as the cost of employment for everybody that's going to work for you. You have people working for you. That's going to be a lot of money that you're going to be spending on them. And then most importantly, the cost of your domain. You have to represent your brand. So you have to put money into keeping your brand alive. And then when it comes to revenue streams, the biggest revenue streams is going to come through the product purchase, obviously. So every purchase goes back into the organization. Partnership with a PX. So it would be, if we partner up with a PX, that means that I probably should have put PX under key partners now that I'm realizing it that now. But if you partnership with a PX, they will also put money into it as well, which would mean it would be like a steady stream of money, and you wouldn't have to constantly worry about if product sales were slightly down. And most importantly, we are a military sponsored organization. We are owned and operated by the military, so that might help investors and donors want to continue to donate to us to as their way of doing like corporate social responsibility in a way. But yeah, so thank you guys, and if you have any questions, feel free to ask.